Ted Lasso, Season 1, a story of hope, heart, and patience. When Ted Lasso, a relentlessly optimistic American football coach from Kansas, stepped off the plane in London, he had no idea what he was walking into. Hired to coach AFC Richmond, a struggling Premier League football, or soccer, as Ted called it, team, he was a fish out of water. But Ted wasn't just there to win games. He was there to win hearts. The story begins with Rebecca Welton, the newly appointed owner of AFC Richmond, who had inherited the team from her ex-husband Rupert after a bitter divorce. Rebecca's plan? To sabotage the team from within as an act of revenge against Rupert. Her first move? Hiring Ted Lasso, a man with zero experience in soccer, to ensure the team's downfall. But Rebecca hadn't counted on Ted's unshakable positivity, his folksy charm, or his uncanny ability to see the best in people. From the moment Ted stepped into the locker room, he was met with skepticism. The players, led by the arrogant but talented Jamie Tartt and the aging, insecure captain Roy Kent, didn't take him seriously. To them, Ted was a joke, a walking, talking punchline. But Ted didn't mind. He greeted them with a smile, a box of homemade biscuits, which he delivered to Rebecca every morning, and a genuine desire to connect. As the season unfolded, Ted's unconventional methods began to work their magic. He didn't focus on tactics or formations. Instead, he focused on the people. He helped Danny Rojas find his joy for the game, encouraged Sam Obisanya to stand up for what he believed in, and even managed to crack Roy Kent's gruff exterior. Slowly but surely, the team started to come together, not just as players, but as a family. But it wasn't just the players who were transformed. Rebecca, who had started the season cold and calculating, found herself disarmed by Ted's kindness. Despite her best efforts to undermine him, Ted treated her with nothing but respect and warmth. Over time, Rebecca began to question her motives. Was revenge really worth destroying something so many people cared about? Ted's unwavering belief in her goodness started to chip away at her hardened exterior, and by the end of the season, Rebecca found herself rooting for Ted and the team instead of against them. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. The team faced setbacks, including a heartbreaking losing streak that threatened to tear them apart. Ted himself struggled with personal challenges, including the strain of being away from his wife and son back in Kansas. But through it all, Ted remained steadfast in his belief that kindness and empathy could change the world, or at least a football team. The season culminated in a nail-biting match against Manchester City. AFC Richmond fought valiantly, but in the end, they were relegated to the lower league. It was a devastating blow, but Ted's response was pure Ted Lasso. It's just a setback. We'll bounce back stronger than ever. And as the team gathered in the locker room, united in their determination to rise again, it was clear that Ted had already won something far more important than a game. He had won their respect, their loyalty, and their hearts. Ted Lasso. Season 1 is a story about more than just football. It's about the power of kindness, the importance of believing in people, and the idea that sometimes the biggest victories are the ones you can't see on a scoreboard. It's a story that reminds us to be a little more like Ted, to face life's challenges with a smile, a joke, and maybe a box of biscuits. And as the credits rolled on the final episode, fans were left with one undeniable truth. Ted Lasso wasn't just a coach. He was a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there's always a reason to believe.